So what do y'all think about Euphoria coming back? After 3 years of being gone, multiple delays, and a solid third of the original cast either dropping out, getting fired, or dying unexpectedly, Euphoria is finally filming again for its third season. I haven't rewatched Euphoria since it initially came out, and I decided to give it a deep dive for myself. Gotta say, the show overall still holds up. In some areas, it's really good, but in other areas, it tries way too hard to be different. Respectfully. Regardless, though, I still ended up resonating with a lot of the characters, and I could say that as far as the acting and the cinematography is concerned, A+ stuff from everybody involved. But in diving back into this show, I realized that for as entertaining and quality level of storytelling that we're given, it also gives us some pretty horrible, awful people. So I'm going to forewarn you before this starts, you probably aren't going to agree with my list, but I'm going to ask you, just hear me out and also rewatch the show if you haven't. With that, I'm going to count down my 5 worst Euphoria characters. So before we start, I'm going to get into a couple of honorable mentions. These are people that have either done terrible things, but in my opinion, not nearly as terrible, or are people I just don't like, but objectively haven't really done anything bad. This one might be controversial, but I stand on it. I'm going to give one to Cal Jacobs. I feel like his character in some ways is kind of misunderstood. Like, in my mind, he really ain't that bad of a father. But the things that are said often are just, no. He did not SA his son. He didn't. What he did was messed up, filming people without their consent. It's both a crime, and it's weird, and it's dumb. But he purposely hid that away from him, and his son went hell and high water to find it. It's not the same thing. And low-key, it's offensive to people that actually have been SA'd. Stop saying that Nate got SA'd, because he did not get SA'd, bruh. He did have sex with a minor, but also, again, the minor lied about their age. So it's messed up that he did it, but you can't 100% blame him for that. And he hates his son, I would say, actually for pretty valid reasons. Because of him, he got pistol whipped by an 11-year-old. And the reason why was because he thought he was being a good father, only to find out, no, his son was lying the whole time. I would hate him too. He's not great, but to say he's like this awful human being that people act like he is, I'm sorry, y'all reaching, bruh. Kat Hernandez. I really can't put her on this list because when you look at the show, she really doesn't do anything outright terrible to anybody. Mostly just immature things that would hurt a person's feelings. But I put her on the honorable mentions list because, just to be honest, I really don't like this bitch, bruh. For all the things that she says negatively that people do to her, fat shaming her, bullying her, she low-key do the same thing. She was cruel to Ethan. She was cruel to all those dudes that she basically wanted to have sex with for herself just to prove a power dynamic within her brain, when in actuality it's like, no, you're just a thought. And in general, she's kind of mean to most of her friends. When Maddie told her that she was being a C-word, Maddie was right. Cassie Howard. I think this is another one that people are going to disagree with me on, but what she did was pretty terrible to Maddie, and I think what makes it worse is the fact that she won't recognize that what she did is wrong. But when you add a lot of context to it and everything that she went through, she a thought, but like, she didn't choose to be a thought. The thought life chose her. She didn't leak videos of herself. Other people did it for her, and that basically like made her reputation what it is. Her boyfriend treats her terribly. She was more or less forced into an abortion. And then at the end of it was almost just left alone by herself. What she did is still terrible, and we're not going to excuse her for it. We holding you accountable, Cassie, because what she did was horrible. And you need to own up to that. That's facts. But inherently, I don't really think she's a bad person, just to be honest. At number 5, we have Chris McKay. I know what y'all probably thinking. He was an angel. He was a good guy. What are you talking about? He was a fucking coon. I call him a coon. I could say overall, McKay is like an okay, decent person, but he did a lot of really horrible things throughout the show. First and foremost, he's just weak. It's like, bruh, you're a star running back for a football team. Why are you letting these white people disrespect you like this? Why are you even trying to join the white frat? You black. The way that he treated Cassie was also pretty terrible. The thing that I didn't understand the most about him was the fact that he knew that Cassie was a thought. Yet, he still dated her knowing that she was a thought. But he also got mad when people would call her a thought. What do you want, bruh? Like, nobody's making you date this girl. For the most part, she was pretty solid to him. The times that she would cheat, it was usually a reflex for the fact that he did something horrible to her. But I think what really took the cake for me on putting him at number 5, he got Cassie pregnant, made her get an abortion. You could say convinced or had her agree. And I don't really think that that's a bad thing. Objectively speaking, they really weren't ready to have kids. So, hey, that was their choice. I'm not getting into like the pro-life, pro-choice, all that other whatever the hell. But my thing is that during and after the abortion, he did not check about her one time to see how she doing, making sure that she's straight, just trying to check in to be like, hey, I'm here for you because I know this is really hard. That is really horrible, bruh. And I don't want y'all to be like, well, he's young, he's in college. Bruh, you nutted in her. Do better, McKay. At number 4, we have Jules Vaughn. Now, I have to say, overall, I actually like Jules as a person and a human being. Pretty sweet, pretty kind. Usually don't start no trouble. But I must also say, absolutely horrible girlfriend to Rue. Basically, everything that Rue said in that monologue during her intervention was absolutely true. Jules, I don't think, really loved Rue. She just loved the fact that Rue loved her. And that's pretty toxic. Some of the toxic things that Jules did in a relationship. Talking about other people that she wants to date while knowing that Rue likes her. Going to a whole nother city and cheating on Rue and also not really checking on her while Rue is basically having a manic episode. Leaving Rue at the train station after Rue begged her to please not leave. Accusing Rue of cheating on her with Elliot, only for Jules to turn around and cheat on Rue with Elliot. Waving and parading drugs and alcohol in front of Rue's face while knowing that she's trying to stay sober, but not really giving a shit. And though I don't think that this is like more so her fault more than it is Elliot, worst of all, having that intervention in which they flushed all the drugs that she had that she owed to the crazy white lady down the toilet and basically putting her life in danger. Jules sucked. But on the flip, even if Jules was my age, I know that I wouldn't be fully comfortable or feel good about a recovering drug addict being so dependent on me to maintain their sobriety. That is a lot of pressure. But it don't negate the fact that she did a lot of lame-ass, stupid-ass, fucked-up shit to Rue. At number 3, we have Maddie Perez. You know, I debated really heavily on making her 2 or 3, but in my opinion, number 2 just kind of takes the cake as far as the things that they've done. I don't really like Maddie because he's a fucking bitch. It would realistically be disrespectful to put her above number 2. As I stated before, Maddie overall is just not really a good person. She's a below average friend. She low-key gaslights a lot of people that are in her life, like Cassie. Kind of crazy, ain't it? She's a pretty horrible girlfriend to Nate. She be cheating on him. She low-key do purposefully provoke him. Doesn't make it right for him to assault her or do anything back. But we do have to acknowledge the fact that she's equally as bad as him in some ways. But by far, the worst thing that she did, she put an innocent man in jail. On the first episode, she has intimate relations with Tyler, who is way too old to be at the party. We're not going to let you off the hook about that because there's no reason why you, a 22-year-old, should be at a party with high schoolers. That's weird, and you need to be investigated for that. That being said, though, she did consent to sex with him, knowing what she was doing, and then came back and said that she was blacked out drunk, knowing also that she wasn't blacked out drunk, and also knowing that the people around her knew that she was not blacked out drunk. She did that on purpose, bruh. That's disrespectful. I'm just saying, we gotta like hold Maddie accountable. I know y'all like Maddie because she fine. She is fine. Alexis Demi, I like think you beautiful, bruh. And I put that on like life and everything between on me. Like if you ever out there and you just want to like go out and like get some Waffle House or just talk about our lives and see what's up, I'm here. Just hit me up. Real talk. But she garbage, bruh. She trash, bruh. Maddie ain't cool. At number 2, and I hate to do this one because I really like this character a lot. Rue Bennett. Rue is like absolutely that girl that you just want to be good because you see so much in them. You see a little bit of you in them. And when you take away the drugs, you actually realize that Rue is low-key a pretty decent, kind, friendly, unproblematic person. But them drugs, man. She's done too many things that really negate her from being like any less than number 2 on this list. She lied to Jules about being sober. Really bad one. The fact that she basically just be terrorizing and traumatizing her mom and especially her little sister. Look at her little sister, man. Her little sister cry every episode she on if you watch it back. That girl need way more love than everybody on this show combined. And I hope she's still not getting D's in math. She somewhat don't really take Faz seriously. Loki be disrespecting him on some levels, and it's wild because like she's the only person that could like get away with it with him. She's extremely manipulative. I think we see the manipulation in full force in that one single episode during season 2 where Rue does like the most ultimate crash out mission. She destroys a door in her house on some Hulk shit. She outs Cassie for sleeping with Nate, and she doesn't really do it for a noble reason. She strictly does it just so she can get away, which is messed up. She steals from a bunch of random strangers. She hypothetically stole from that drug dealer. She also stole from Cassie and Lexi's mom. She tried to steal from Fez. And most of all, she caused a whole traffic collision and didn't go to jail. One of the worst elements of writing for that season, I stand on it. Why is Rue not in jail? We need answers ASAP for season 3. Yes, it hurts me to do it, but Rue Bennett, she trash, bruh. She need black friends in her life. And number 1 on the list, this is a slam dunk number 1, Nate Jacobs. You want to talk about all the reckless things that one person could do and get away with it strictly because they're a white man? Look no further than Nathan Jacobs. People try to excuse him like the things that he went through is the way that he is and blah, 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 blah. How about no, he's just a genuinely evil person and that's it. Bro, you gay. It's okay. If anybody tries you, you big as hell. Like we know you can fight. You gay. That's your problem. You just gay. I made a list of all the things that Nate has done to be the top level horrible human being of this show. And I'm going to read it off to you. Ready? Let's do it. He put a completely innocent man in the hospital and lied on him saying that he molested somebody knowing that he didn't. He then took that same man and forced him to confess to a crime that he knew he didn't commit just so he could protect himself and protect his relationship. He blackmailed a trans girl into also lying about that said crime just so the trans girl wouldn't come out and expose her sexuality. He also broke up a friendship by dating both of them at the same time, knowing that one of them was emotionally weak and would fall for it. Also, he's a snitch, snitching on Fez after Fez told him to leave him alone. And he also snitched on his dad. And in general, he's just not a good person. Super manipulative. He preys on the weak on purpose. In the closet, so he's not a real one. It's like, fuck Nate Jacobs, bruh. Fuck Nate Jacobs. But I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm going to try to make more videos that are related to film and television on this page. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please subscribe to my page. And give me some comments. Hope you like it. If you don't like it, I did my best. And bleh. Alright, I'll see y'all next time.